Bam, we're live. Jim, Hollywood. ICE's job is to detain or arrest people who are criminals or obstruct their job. This includes useful idiots. Word to your mother.
Have you ever been face to face with a police officer and wondered, is he about to kick my ass? Well, wonder no more. If you follow these easy tips, you'll be fine. First, obey the law. Laws were made for a reason. Think of them as hints. You've heard people say, man, I wouldn't do that shit if I was you. Well, here's some of that shit. Carjacking, armed robbery, arson, selling drugs, buying drugs, stabbing, shooting. You know, you probably won't get your ass kicked if you just use common sense. If you jump a subway turnstile, you might just get off with a warning from the police. But if you jump a turnstile carrying a loaded gun and smoking a joint, then maybe you need your ass kicked. We all know what happened to Rodney King. But Rodney wouldn't have gotten his ass kicked if he had just followed this simple tip. When you see flashing police lights in your mirror, stop immediately. Everybody knows, if the police have to come and get you, they're bringing an ass kicking with them. Here's a no-brainer. If you're listening to loud rap music, turn that shit off. Blasting "fuck the police" while you're getting pulled over by the police is just ignorant. When an officer approaches your car, be polite.
Is there a problem, officer?
And stay in your car with your hands on the wheel.
What the fuck do you want, motherfucker?
Unless you want your ass kicked. Want to give a friend a ride? Not so fast. Your friend might be crazy.
So we get the point.
I don't know. I don't know if everybody gets the point.
Okay, what point don't you get?
No, I just mean I don't know if everyone gets the point. There's probably a lot of people that still don't get the point.
There's some common decency and civility. I don't know if it's been codified. I don't know if it's in the rule book how to treat police. But they are just people. Were you going to tell me about how they're trained to a higher standard?
No, I agree with everything in that video. Don't be an idiot. Don't resist. It's tough. Yeah, generally speaking, if someone has a gun and you don't, and maybe even if you do have a gun, if you don't want to die, don't escalate the situation. If you aren't willing to die.
How about the fact that you pay taxes in a civilization where cops also have certain duties and obligations, and you're part of that civilization, that part of humanity, if you live in the United States? I mean, I think there's places where there's not like that, you know, like countries with like warlords and shit, like Somalia maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just not sure, to be honest. I'm not so sure. I'm ready to go out on a limb and say, and maybe this isn't even a limb, but I'm still not so sure I'm ready to say that we should be ingrained to do whatever the federal government or even the state government tells us to do. And this is kind of, leads into.
I agree. You mean like COVID? Then
absolutely. If a cop during COVID is telling me, get back in your house, fuck you. How about
you're swimming in the ocean and they're telling you to get out? Or like they told my family, hey, stay off the beach. The cops came down there and shoot everyone off the beach.
Yeah, no shot of listening. I would get, I'm not sure I would resist arrest, but I might get arrested for principle, for that, just for the principle of, fuck you, you can't tell me not to do that.
Right. Or the cops in the UK, I mean, I know it's a separate country, but telling a guy who's Jewish, who's got the little Jewish necklace thing on, the Star of David on, telling him he can't be standing out on the street during a Palestinian Free Palestine parade.
Right. And here's the thing. And this is on, and I'm not sure how I feel about this CrossFat. Let's take it back to the COVID example and say they are telling me that I have to get back inside my house unless I can show proof that I'm vaccinated, violating all sorts of constitutional laws. And they draw their gun and it's, man, or I'm under arrest. At that point, there's been such a vast overstep and abuse of power. I mean, again, our founding fathers started a revolutionary war on far less overreach than exists now. We essentially have the same level of representation that we had prior to being a country, which is none. No lawmakers are making laws that we want. They're raising taxes. They're creating laws that serve their own personal gain and perpetuate their own power. I'd almost argue it's un-American in that situation to just lay down and take a knee when someone of the law is abusing power. I don't know. This is tough.
Go inside now! Get in the house!
Right. Yeah, shooting paintballs at me. That's a little different. It's a little different here. It's a little different here. I don't know. Maybe it's not different. I think they were doing that. I don't think that was in response to COVID. I think that was in response to the riots.
To the BLM riots.
Mm-hmm.
Get it.
And let's say this. Let's say everyone on that street had been non-compliant and rioting, and there's martial law. That's a little different. But gosh, the more I think about everything that's going on right now, the more I feel like the federal government is. The more I feel like
pretty mixed message. You let people burn down a police station, and then
Right.
also what they're.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there's been such egregious government overreach in so many different areas, and we were talking about this earlier. I'm not even sure most Americans deserve the responsibility of the liberties that we inherently have that precede government and that our government was created to protect and to reinforce. I'm not even sure.
I think 95% of the people are absolutely clueless about the Constitution and the liberties that it provides us. 99%, 99%.
The purpose of them,
less than 1 in 100.
and maybe the purpose of them, and are responsible enough to exercise those liberties and to have personal accountability and responsibility. Like you said, Sevon was telling me earlier, he was like, hey, most people obey the law and live in civilization because of the fear or the thought that the federal government is enforcing a particular structure. And that was
I don't know if the fear, but I would say the safety. They believe that there's a safety in them maintaining order. Like we follow the rules because we feel like it maintains order and it makes us feel safe.
We follow the government's rules because it maintains order. So we've essentially, we're not one nation under God anymore. We're one nation under the federal government.
Yes.
And I think that's
wow.
And I think that's the problem is people now, if the government tells you to do it, you automatically do it. And you do it because that's how you maintain law and order. There's no thought as to what is the objective morality of what they're telling me to do. Is this the right thing to do? Man, it's just so tough. It's
Taylor, practically speaking, I go about my day-to-day life following the rules, hoping that everyone else follows the rules so that like I can play football at the park and not worry about drug dealers being there, needles being there. I follow the rules so that I can enjoy this life. And granted, it's the only life I know, but the life that I have, right? Stopping at red, not stealing, like just play along with the game so that we can all have a fighting chance in the rat race. That's why I do it. That's why I think I do it. And of course, I don't want to go to jail. And it's not in my nature to do those things anyway.
We are so far less free than we were at the founding of this country. And I think what I was trying to turn over in my brain and to understand and to chew on was, okay, what's the constitutionality of what ICE is doing right now? For example, are these agents, are these specific Border Patrol agents engaging in, violating our Fourth Amendment rights to, to not having unreasonable searches and seizures, etc. Yeah, I'm sure there's more than just that. I mean, that right essentially was what the American Revolution began with, as British soldiers unreasonably searching and seizing colonial property. And if I'm the reason I was thinking of this is, okay, if I'm Renee Nicole Good and I believe to my core, because everyone has told me this and because I believe it to be true, that the federal government and ICE are unreasonably searching and seizing the property of American citizens or searching American citizens, that is a massive constitutional overreach, a violation of your inalienable rights.
Is that the word in the Fourth Amendment, unreasonable?
I believe it's unreasonable search and seizure.
Okay.
And so what leftists believe is that if you are brown, regardless of citizenship status, ICE and Border Patrol are going to search you, potentially seize your property, and deport you. And that would be a violation of your Fourth Amendment right. And that's what leftists believe. If you genuinely believe that, why would you not resist at every point? Why would you not? It would be un-American to not resist that, to just go with that. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, if these people really do believe this, is it their fault that they believe this? Is it true that they believe this? Who's making them believe this? I would say, okay,
that's an interesting one. Is it true that they believe this? Couldn't that
Right.
be drilled down and the answer be gotten to that? Is it true
that they believe that, or maybe
not? Sorry, not is it true that they believe that? Is it true that
what they believe?
Yeah, is that actually happening?
Well, you said, what was it, 150, 160? What was the number? 163 out of the 670,000 arrests have been unlawful arrests of American citizens.
Not unlawful, but they've been released and they were U.S. citizens.
So they've been
So Olivia did the math this morning. It's like 0.00027% of the people have been stopped. But lots of people get stopped and then it's a misunderstanding and they're released. Right. Shitloads. And shitloads are stopped for doing illegal things. I'm not justifying it. I'm just putting in context. Shitloads of people, including I'm sure me and you in our life, have been pulled over for things that we did and then also let go.
Right. Yeah. If you
what's on let me ask you this, and this is, and we're gonna get to this. I'm gonna show you some videos. If I'm working a landscaping job and I'm a US citizen and 9 of the guys are illegals and 2 of them are rapists and the cops come, is it reasonable that they detain me? Detain me, not arrest me, detain me. As they gather us all up, as they show up on the scene. Is that reasonable?
I would say that's one. Who the fuck?
Let's say this. Okay, here's another one. There's a shooting somewhere, and there's 100 people there, and as they exit the people, they stop each one and they detain each one.
Yeah,
find out because they're not sure maybe if one of those guys is the shooter.
That would be reasonable. What would be unreasonable, Savon, is what the media is telling us, and that is if you are brown, ICE will stop you and they will detain you based on the color of your skin. That would be an unreasonable search and seizure. And hey, I was turning over in my brain weeks ago. Is even that unreasonable? If all illegal immigrants virtually in the United States, if majority of them are Hispanic, Middle Eastern, or African of descent, is it unreasonable for ICE and Border Patrol to stop you for being brown, Middle Eastern, or Hispanic, or African descent? Is that wrong? I'm not a law professor, but if 95% of people of a particular demographic are breaking a particular law, I'm going to know that The likelihood that this person is breaking that law is a lot higher than a person who's not from that same ethnic group. And I'm not.
If there was a call, hey, there's a guy with a hunting rifle sitting at the park in a lawn chair, and they walk up there, and it's me and you sitting in lawn chairs, they're talking to you first.
And what is overreach? Is being detained overreach? Is saying, hey, I need to talk with you. Come talk with us. Is that overreach? So there's a lot to this. My point is,
that's for sure not illegal.
Right, I know, and I'm saying that's not overreach.
Yeah.
But and my whole point to this is there's a lot more here that I think that I had not considered yet, at least in my attempts to understand why are people so frantic at the moment over this, okay? Because me, as a white guy, I'm like, all right, illegal immigrants, they're getting deported, great. You're breaking the law, we need law and order. In my opinion, we should have a 50-year freeze on all immigration. You can't be a citizen here for 50 years unless you were born here and you're a naturalized citizen, so to speak. No new citizens unless you're born here. You can travel here, you can vacate here, you can get a temporary work visa, but no citizenship for 50 years to overcorrect for the fucking shit show that has been the last 20 years. That being said, people are losing their minds and saying that we have Gestapo in the streets. A lady just got shot in the face. There's obviously another side to this. If people are split, why are we split? And who's splitting us?
I'm gonna play two videos for you. This one I can't give you any background on. The next one we're gonna get to the bottom of, and that's where I'm really, really curious on everyone's opinion on this. Okay, if I can get the audio up on this. This happened in Miami. Body cam footage shows ICE detaining a U.S. citizen during a Key Largo traffic stop. So we don't know why she was stopped. We don't know if she was speeding. We don't know. We don't know why she was stopped. And the reporters aren't going to tell us.
If you don't cooperate with these gentlemen, okay, it's going to get to something that you don't want it to get there.
I want you to look at her window. Do you see her window? They pulled her over. Cracked. Her windows are tinted, and it's barely cracked. Okay.
Video obtained by the Miami Herald providing a new angle of this controversial detainment of a woman by ICE agents in the Florida Keys.
I'm scared. I don't want to have to go through this anymore.
The newly released body camera footage from a deputy with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office who was there for the traffic stop and asked to help.
If you can get her to ID, if not, we're going to drive her out of the car.
It all happened on US 1 in Key Largo back on December 3rd. In the video, the woman maintains she is a U.S. citizen on her way to work, though she refuses to show her ID.
Okay, so we know that we don't know why she was stopped. We know she was stopped. She refuses to give her ID, and she's saying she wants this to end, and she's refusing to give her ID, and she's barely cracked her window. So there's some hostility there already, right?
Massive hostility. Massive. Yes.
Have you ever not refused to give the cops an ID?
No, I've never been pulled over and not fully cooperated and acted like an absolute bootlicker.
At one point, an agent is heard threatening to break her windows.
If you don't go out of the vehicle, I'm going to break the window. I'm going to give you one last chance.
I think that might be standard procedure.
And that guy's Hispanic who's talking. You can tell, if you don't come out of the vehicle, I'm going to break the window. Okay. You hear him?
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of her people. I mean, I'm just making the assumption that she's Hispanic, and this has to do with ICE.
You don't give me your ID, I'm going to break the window.
What happened next would gain international attention. The woman pulled from her vehicle as she shouts for help. The cell phone video captured by the Miami Herald.
Oh my God.
So I want to say, going on the side of the people who are in the Renee Good camp, I believe that their ability to think critically and constructively is heavily influenced by how this is portrayed. Female, surrounded by men, screaming for help, wants this to stop. And all objectivity or all questioning why she was stopped, why she didn't give the ID, all of those things is just out the window.
Her screams heard piercing the air as the deputy directed drivers who slowed down in shock.
Is she white?
She was then dropped and placed in the
I can't
back of an
tell.
SUV, only to be released when the agents confirmed she was in fact a U.S. citizen. Following that detainment, she released a statement that reads in part, "From the very beginning of the encounter, there was clear intimidation."
Clear intimidation. They're cops. I call bullshit on that.
To clarify,
and
my
hey,
window.
She did not roll down her window. She cracked her window. Sorry, go ahead. That's on you as a driver too. You just have to deal with that. No?
what's on you as a driver?
Just that if you're intimidated by cops, you're out on the road. That's just the way it's going to be. I'm 53 years old, and I still, when I see a cop in my rearview mirror, I'm like, am I doing everything okay?
Yeah, it's not illegal for a cop to be a dick. It's also not illegal for me to be a dick.
No.
A cop could pull me over and say, license registration. I'd be like, here you go, faggot. I can say whatever I want.
Way less cool for cops to be uncool than people. I'm not condoning people who are assholes, but as a cop, you're being paid to do your job. It's just like when I was a cashier somewhere. If someone was rude to me, like it is what it is. I'm providing a service.
I think, yeah.
Just in the, I know that's not very objective, but just
kind
in the subjective
kind of
realm.
irrelevant. It's kind of irrelevant. Okay, let's move on.
The moment they pulled me over, and any claim saying that I refused to do so is completely false.
It is outrageous.
Her detainment.
Like the reporter could have easily have said there, because they're adding in all this other color commentary, but in the video, she didn't roll down her window.
And later prompting a protest.
Yeah, and they could also point out that she resisted arrest or she resisted detainment. She was not following lawful orders from law enforcement. So all of this, I would say, is not unreasonable. They're making a request, roll down your window, et cetera, et cetera. She's resisting at every point, willfully resistant, purposefully, emphatically resisting. But again, yes. If you're an American citizen and you believe that these people are out to infringe upon your rights, like the COVID thing, I would not for one fucking moment obey an officer telling me, oh, where's your vaccine passport? Oh, put your mask on. Oh, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Fuck that. And fuck you for trying to enforce it. For real. I have the least amount of respect for law enforcement or federal law enforcement who are actively engaging in trying to enforce unconstitutional laws that they know to be unconstitutional. That is the lowest thing I think you can do as a public servant. Fuck you. In this situation, though, that's what these people believe. So I think it's a bit disingenuous to sit up and be like, oh, this lady's a dumb bitch retard. Well, if she really thinks that, she's not retarded. And why does she believe that?
At a public library where people denounced what they believed to be aggressive immigration enforcement.
What the fuck does that even mean? This is where we get to the point. Why does she believe that her rights are being infringed upon? Listen to the CNN anchor. We do not hate the media enough.
Okay. Now, so that's one example, and I do believe that has a bias. That's trying to pull just on the heartstrings. No one likes to see a woman being grabbed by 5 men and screaming, right?
I think that was perfectly fine. Everything that they did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough to say whether it was fine or if it's not fine. I don't know. So I give them the benefit of the doubt.
She appeared to be resisting lawful orders at every point, and all that does is increase suspicion for me if I'm an officer.
Okay, now this one we can get to the bottom of. An 18-year-old U.S. citizen describes being detained by ICE in North Carolina. That's your home, right?
Yep. He's this was in Raleigh.
And having his belongings thrown out, all while asserting his First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. So I'm going to show you the reel on Instagram at first. Here we go.
My hand free, I just started recording. They toss all my belongings out.
Mira cómo me hacen. Yo de su puta madre, güey. Mira.
Your mom's a bitch, dude.
Mira, güey.
In one car, you can't see it through a camera, but he was throwing up the middle finger at me. I threw it back at him.
Chinga su puta madre. Chinga su puta madre, bro.
They don't care. Like when I said they don't care, they don't care. If you look Hispanic, Latino, they'll pick you up. They don't care.
And how would he know that?
Your fucking mom's a bitch, dude. Your fucking mom's a bitch, dude.
How would he know if they don't care if you're Hispanic or Latino? He's believing the narrative because he's Hispanic or Latino and he was picked up. But we'll get to the bottom of it.
Honestly, it felt like I was in Mexico and they were just like basically like a cartel. The way he was talking to me, it was like something out of like a movie scene or a Netflix series show, like based in Mexico with a cartel.
The Border Patrol was operating like the cartel.
Basically,
that is crazy.
And I'm like, look,
because both those guys know how the cartel operates based on what they watch on TV.
What's my First Amendment right?
Pause for a second.
Like,
yeah, I've actually seen, and I'm not bragging about this, but I've seen a lot of cartel videos, and let me tell you, that's not how the cartel operates. The cartel actually would kick him onto his knees from behind him and just cut his fucking head off with like a butter knife or a chainsaw, or line him and his buddies up and shoot them all in the back of the head. Or they would tie him up to a chair and brand him with a cattle prod, asking him for information and for his papers, or they would cut his body into fucking pieces and stuff it in a kill house where there are hundreds of other bodies cut up into pieces. They'd then probably go rape and kill his entire family. So that's thorough. The cartel. That would be the cartel.
So when I see that, I am really disappointed. I see the ICE agents throw his wallet out, right? The cards go flying out of it everywhere. They threw his iPods out. That disappointed me. You know what I mean? I didn't like that.
Hey, this is, hold on. I got to address. I know I said I wasn't going to do this.
No. Do it.
Taylor watched too many movies. Hey, these aren't movies, you fucking boomer.
This is Bryson's Instagram account.
Yeah, you ever heard of the dark web, dude? There's a whole area of the internet with videos of that shit actually happening, real videos. So yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to break this down, and this is what it looks like when you hear the whole story.
So let's pause. He's also 18.
Yes.
So he's 18, and in the video, he's telling them, what about my First Amendment rights? What about my First Amendment rights? And I'm not aware of anything that the Border Patrol would be doing that would be infringing upon his First Amendment rights. And his First Amendment right,
the freedom of speech,
his right to free speech. Right. So why is he citing his First Amendment right? That was the first thing I thought when I saw the short clip that he was like, and I asked him, hey, what about my First Amendment rights? And you'll hear this. And I guess the agents responded to him, shouldn't you fucking know what that is? If you're a citizen. And I thought to myself, why would he be citing his First Amendment right? What could that, is he fucking stupid? Right.
Yeah, that will. Yeah, he's stupid. At least that's my take.
Let's save that.
Okay. Well, and tell me if you see anything you can connect that to. Crossfire, this is the same de-escalation behavior I think normal cops do, but seems ICE may not, but also don't be a dick. Yeah. So that's my takeaway when I see it too. But listen to he's going to tell the whole account here. You're going to hear the whole account, and we'll stop it and talk about it. Here we go.
All right. Fernando, thank you so much for coming.
Fernando, they say he's a U.S. citizen. I believe him.
To chat with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is at 1.25 speed, by the way.
So maybe we could start off by learning a little bit about your background. You grew up in the Triangle.
Yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina carrier, to be more specific. I'm
Have you heard of the Triangle?
Yep.
Is it reference anything? Is it tough, or is it just
no? It's not tough at all. It's a nice suburb of Raleigh.
Okay.
Mexican, born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina. My parents are from Mexico.
So he's Mexican. Parents are from Mexico. He's born here.
Puebla, Guerrero, shout out to them. From there, just a working class, we're a hardworking family. I have a sister, and then just me. My sister goes to college, and besides that, yeah.
And you graduated from high school in Cary?
And near downtown Raleigh.
Near downtown Raleigh,
yeah,
okay.
Class of 2025, yeah.
Wow, so you just graduated?
Yeah, I actually graduated a semester early, but I attended the 2025 semester. So basically, I just had a semester off, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for him, but when I was 18 years old, I was having minimum 2 encounters with cops a month
Nah.
with the shit I was doing.
Me too.
I was having a lot of encounters. And I would not that I was doing anything bad, but smoking weed, drinking, trying to get people to buy me alcohol, going to house parties, speeding, you know what I mean, being out, in a Kmart parking lot at 3 a.m. with 20 other cars parked in a circle, just shit like, you know what I mean, just shit like that. Not.
Yep.
Yeah. So what kind of work do you do?
I do landscaping.
Nice. Out in the Triangle area.
Classic. Yeah, we just serve all of North Carolina. Yeah.
So how we got hooked up was, there's a video of you recently, you were at work, and when I saw the video, I was scrolling, and what I saw, because I didn't see the whole thing at first, I just saw like a guy who looked like he was in Call of Duty, like Special Forces, throwing something. It was, and I couldn't tell what he was throwing, but like, it caught my eye, and then I went back and rewatched the whole video, and afterwards I was like, man, I need to hear the full story. I really want to talk to this guy.
Are you laughing at this fucking libtard?
No, he does landscaping. Sorry, I just like delay hit me. It's so funny. Okay, this guy sucks, but just keep going. He just looks like he just. And this is the thing, people. We all know what the eye test is. Everybody fucking takes the eye test every time you look at somebody. None of you are Jesus. None of you are judgment free. When you see someone, you give them the eye test, and this guy fucking sucks. This guy sucks. He has the weirdest butt chin. His mannerisms, the way he talks like this, he just has. Yeah, I can tell he fucking sucks. Keep going.
His sunglasses folded in front of him. I love how these pussies think cops wearing tactical protective gear is so scary and weird. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, if you ask ChatGPT to make an NPR host, it's this guy. Yeah.
Or like a dude that would suck on Kamala's titties, like maybe.
Fair enough.
He looks like he's still rooting every night.
Through what happened that day or that week?
I never heard that term, rooting. That's when you like in your sleep you're suckling.
It's like a little baby when it's like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I might see my kids do that.
When ICE came.
Yeah. So actually, we heard ICE was coming to North Carolina, specifically Charlotte, and we were skeptical about it. Then Monday came. We heard the news that they were coming Tuesday and Wednesday to Raleigh. It's probably like 10 guys in our crew. We're just all there at the job site, and it's crazy. One guy, he told us, "Hey, I saw a guy in a uniform." None of us really believed him. We never thought it was gonna happen to us. We didn't really believe him. But then the next day, when we heard the news was on Monday, the next day nobody showed up except.
Okay. On Monday, they see something or hear something that makes them think on Tuesday ICE is coming. He shows up to work on Tuesday, and no one shows up.
I would say the main reason you don't show up is if you're illegal.
I'm going to say go further and say it's the only reason.
No, there are a lot of listen. There are a lot of people who thought they're just picking up every brown person.
Okay. I'll take your word for that.
So let's even say just 50%. Let's say 50-50 chance they're illegal or not. Okay, let's go 5 out of the 10 work who are illegal. 9 out of the 10 don't show up. He shows up.
Okay. So 5 illegals and 4 pussies, scared guys.
Yeah. Well, 5 illegals. Yeah. 4 pussies and him. He's not a pussy or an illegal.
Okay.
He's just stupid.
But the fact that he doesn't say that they're legal or illegal, I think you got to give me 6 and 3.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, he doesn't say any of them are legal. That's fair.
Yeah, and that's this whole thing ends up being biased like this.
If I'm him and I'm doing this podcast and any of them are legal, I'm like, hey, and they're fucking all legal.
Yeah, and we don't know he doesn't know whether we don't know whether any of them have warrants, pedophiles, rapists, killers. We don't know anything about them.
Except for one guy, we went to the job site,
and everybody else had stayed.
They stayed home because just the fact that they were scared,
They're just scared of what? Yeah, and I guess we talked about it. The only 2 things you and I can come up with is either they're illegal in some way, or maybe they have a warrant, or they're just scared because they're believing the hype that ICE is just picking up brown and black people. or not black people, I guess, just brown
True, and
people.
Pool Boy makes a good point. They probably could have called in sick. You know, they might have gotten sick.
Oh yeah, just a coincidence. Yeah, right.
Tummy ache.
Scared, and they just don't want to take the risk. You know, there's a food line. It's like a little shopping center.
Mhm.
You know, you got your food line, your vape shop, little food spots.
I feel like every town has that.
Yeah.
You know, I like where I live. We
Oh,
got one of
shut
those here
the
in Burlington.
fuck
We got
up,
a couple of those.
dude.
Yeah, that's a very
I feel
classic.
like
Just
every
a
town has
classic
that.
North Carolina little
A shopping center? Are
Yeah.
you fucking gay and retarded? Yeah, of course every town has that, dude. Shut up. Look at him trying to pander to him. Trying to
Yes,
pander.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Food line,
Mhm.
vape shop, and then somewhere to eat.
In like a salon, maybe.
Yeah,
A
a
place to get your
salon.
haircut.
Yeah. It's and then I go to the food line. Mind you, this is around like 8:40, around 9.
He goes to the what line? The food line.
Food line.
Okay.
You know, I'm thirsty. You go to the food line, get a drink. I go to the back side of the building. The back side of the building is facing the busy intersection on Maynard Road and Reedy Creek Road.
Maynard and Reedy Creek.
Reedy Creek, yep. And I'm just standing there. I'm walking to the back of the building because I'm watering the trees because that we just planted the plants. I'm about to go turn on the water again. I'm like maybe like 30 feet to where the spigot is to turn on the water. And I just see a gray Tahoe pull up onto the curb super fast. And in my head, I'm either it's Border Patrol or it's an inspector. Because, you know,
like a site inspector.
Yeah, I'm like,
coming
maybe
to check your work.
they're just checking the work,
Mhm.
or it's like somebody in charge. You know, I'm just staying there. I stood there for like a quick little second, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna stress out about it. It could probably be nothing. I go into to turn on the water, and where the water is, it's gated. It's gated because there's HVAC system, so you know they have a little gate just so it doesn't look ugly. You know, I go in. I'm about to turn on the water. When I look back up, I'm like, dude, that car, nobody has gotten out. It hasn't moved. It's literally on the street, on the sidewalk. It's on the sidewalk. I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange. I pull out my phone to try to zoom in. I can't see anything. I put my phone back in. As soon as I put my phone back into my pocket, that's when the gray Tahoe pulls up even closer, super fast. They hop out, and that's when I saw their uniform. At first, a white Caucasian male approaches me. He's like, "Where are you from?" You know, I don't answer him.
So the cops walk up to him and they say, "Where are you from?" I don't answer him.
Yeah, why would you not answer? Is this like stranger danger type shit? Mommy told me don't talk to strangers. I'm not going to talk to strangers. Okay, fair, keep up. Okay.
So, and he saw their uniforms, so he knows what they are. He knows what they're doing. He had heard the day before ICE was coming.
This is the thing. If he's an American citizen, which he is, why would you not say anything? If he's an American citizen and he says, I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm an American citizen. Here's my North Carolina real ID. Here's all my information. Let's say he takes that route. Now he's given them reason to believe that, oh, there might not be as many illegals here as we thought there were. There might not be any. This guy, our first hit is a citizen.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go to the next shopping center. If he's really trying to protect his buddies. Math is hard. 1 + 1 = 2, but I know that's hard. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He's mommy, stranger danger. Okay.
You know, I don't talk to him. I don't answer. I don't pay no mind to him. Then
I don't pay no mind to him. So he's just nothing. Just giving him the cold shoulder. And then he's about to say this Hispanic officer comes up.
Hispanic male comes up to him. He's like, "Where are you from?" But in Spanish, he tells me in Spanish. And to be honest, at that moment, when he talked to me,
how did he say it in Spanish? What were the words he used?
"De dónde eres?" And then right there, 0.5 seconds, split decision. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use vulgar language towards him so that they can focus on me. So I'm stalling them basically.
So you're gonna start cussing.
He starts cussing at them, and he admits he's going to stall them.
And earlier when they took him and he said, "What about my First Amendment rights?"
So if this guy's a good interviewer, he should say, stall them for what? Stall them for what?
¿De dónde eres? Chinga la puta madre. Wait.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck you, your mom's a whore. He's not going to tell us what he said, so we're going to have to just guess. The dynamic between this host and this guest is a metaphor for the political left in the USA.
Yeah, it 100% is.
At him so that you take all the heat, all the attention.
Yes.
So that
stalling them basically.
So you're going to start cussing at him so that you take all the heat, all the attention.
Yes.
So that other people could get to safety.
Other people can, have their time to run, hide, all that.
How are they dressed when they get out of the Tahoe and they're approaching it?
The fuck does that matter? What the fuck? And this is what I meant. This guy passes the he fails the eye test and the hearing test and the grilled cheese test.
Hey, so I know it's not law, but in USADA for drug testing, if you admit to taking steroids, that's enough. And if you were like, well, you never tested me, it doesn't matter. Once you say you've done steroids, they've heard the words come out of your mouth, they can ban you.
I know that well.
Okay, so this guy is admitting that he was interfering right there. He admits that he was interfering with police work.
An obstruction of justice, yeah. Obstruction of an ongoing federal law enforcement operation.
Mask, hat, eyewear, black shades,
Do they have
gloves, guns. Yes, they have guns.
Oh
green
no,
uniform,
they have
bulletproof
guns,
vest.
just like the cartels.
Right.
They were. I mean, these are like the big guns, right? Like they were.
No, just like a pistol.
Pistol. Okay,
like a
cool. But they were
pistol.
packing heat.
They were packing. Yes.
What?
And,
What if they were? This is great. Hey, this is a great comment from CrossFat. What if they weren't dressed in any uniform? What if they were dressed in fucking red basketball shorts, a fucking wife beater, a backward red hat, bunch of fucking tats, and a grill? Would you have acted differently then, you fucking idiots? Oh yes. Oh, actually, yes, fine, sir. In your legal attire. Me llamo es Jorge.
When Jose was on the show from Venezuela, and I said, is Tren de Aragua real? And he goes, yeah, they're a huge gang in Venezuela. Everyone knows them. I said, how do you know when you see them? He said, they all dress the same and ride the same motorcycles.
At first, I'm not afraid. I'm more nervous. I'm stalling them. We're going back and forth, cussing. Me and the agent, we're going back and forth. This whole interaction is in Spanish. This whole point, I'm not talking English. It's just Spanish.
What did you say to him?
I was basically just like,
So he refuses to speak English.
No, yo no speak English. Yeah, I don't even know if they asked him to speak English.
Well, they addressed him in English and he didn't talk. So then they brought someone there who speaks Spanish. So it's fair to make the assumption that now, if you don't speak, have you ever met anyone who was born and raised in the United States who doesn't speak English?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah, no, I have not. And
have you ever heard of someone who was raised here their whole life?
No, I know of people raised their whole life that can't read and write, but
Me too.
they no speak English.
Yeah. So now he's only speaking Spanish to them. So then it's a fair data point for them that he's not from this country.
Hey, at this point, you have there is reason to search and seize him, to detain him at this point. And again,
assuming that they had intel that the other guys also that he was with they were coming there to get illegal.
Yes, I'm not a court official. I'm not an officer of the law, but if you get out of the car and you say, where are you from? He ignores you, keeps walking away. In Spanish, you say, ¿de dónde eres? And he starts swearing at you at that point. At that point, I think you have reason to believe, hey, he's trying to evade. He might not be a citizen here. At the very least, we need to detain him and get some information.
Hey,
he's not compliant.
I'm going to go one step further and call me a party loyalist, but I'm going to say that they were there not because there were illegals gardening there, but that someone in the crew either had a warrant or was a convicted criminal that was somehow released during the Biden administration.
Oh, I'm sure. And this guy who's interviewing him, it's called Siembra, North Carolina. This is a political activist organization, and they should be heavily investigated. This here, and that post they made saying U.S. citizen arrested. I mean, it's false advertisement. It is weaponized propaganda.
Did they say arrested or detained?
Yes, they said arrested in their Instagram posts.
Wow.
What a fucking joke of an organization. And this is what the left ascribes to.
This is how they get their news.
I was just like, okay, he asked me, he's like, ¿de dónde eres? I'm like, ¿para qué? Okay. a ti te vale verga, okay? ¿Por qué quieres saber dónde soy? He was like, hey, wait, bájale a tus
Whoa,
pedos.
whoa.
Like,
Más despacito, Fernando. Slow it down. Yo no speak español too good.
Okay, pero ¿para qué quieres saber dónde soy? And he's like, ¿por qué estamos investigando aquí? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, pero ¿por qué?
So he's trying to do business with you. He's like, we're investigating here. He's trying to get you to cooperate.
Yeah. And then I'm just there. I just stay quiet. I don't talk. I stay quiet. And like I told you, I mean, there's a fence. So in my head, I'm like, at least I don't want to be cornered. There's an HVAC unit next to me and another one next to me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to go around the fence, just so I can, I don't want to be enclosed. Like at this point,
you want to have an escape.
Not an escape. I just feel like there's so much things around me.
I see. Yeah.
I feel like, I guess, claustrophobic.
Cornered.
Yeah, cornered. So I'm like, you know what? I want to walk around. As I took like,
dude, this is unbelievable. At every point they have been to this point in his story, all they have been is incredibly professional, with the exception of them driving up on the curb and blocking the street. Find a parking spot, guys. You don't have to necessarily do that. But they're asking him to be compliant, and he swears at them as ignoring them. And now he's looking for an escape route. Evading arrest. What? This is fucking insanity. Who has taught this kid to act this way? You are a citizen of the United States of fucking America.
Remember that you just said that. Remember that you just said that.
He is a citizen of the United States of America. Allegedly, have some fucking self-respect. You are an absolute disgrace to what it means to be a citizen of the United States of America. Completely unaware of your rights, completely unaware of your responsibilities. You're a fucking shame.
And his parents came from Mexico to give him and his family a better life.
Not even a step. I just move my body a little bit. They jump the fence. The other one goes around. We're talking again.
At what point did you start cussing at him?
Since the very beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he smiles, right?
Oh, that's good. Scene, stop. Then I want them to focus on me. And that's when we go back and forth. The border patrol agent, at this point, he's cussing at me. I'm cussing back. He asked his partner, hey, should we call another truck? They're like, yeah, go ahead. And then he asked them, should we put him in cuffs? And at that moment, I'm just like in disbelief. And I have my hands in my pocket. It's cold. I have my hands in my pocket like this.
Disbelief.
And they're like, yeah, let's put him in cuffs. And at that point, I didn't resist. I just got super stiff.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't resist. I just got super stiff.
That's resisting.
That's resisting.
Everything he did from the initial interaction was resisting. Yeah. And you're surprised that they're fucking arresting you? Hola, officers. Actually, I speak English. My name's Fernando. I was born in Raleigh. I just graduated high school. Here's my North Carolina real ID. Yeah, I'm a citizen.
I've worked at this landscaping business for 9 months.
That doesn't even, who fucking cares? I'm jerking off in the back parking lot. Here's my ID. I'm a citizen. They probably aren't putting you in fucking handcuffs at that point, Fernando. Fucking pendejo.
I was at this dude's house in Oakland, California, and it's an all black neighborhood. I never saw a single white person in there besides me. And I pulled away from there one day, and my truck was surrounded by 5 cop cars. And they take me out of the car, and they're like, "What are you doing there?" I'm like, "Just hanging out with my friend John." And they're like, "No one comes to this neighborhood. No white people come to this neighborhood unless they're buying drugs." I'm like, "I'm not buying drugs."
And I'm not white. Is what you should have also said. Sorry.
They asked me to get my driver's license. I said, "Hey, can I go back into the car?" They said, "Sure." I bring my backpack out. In my backpack is 4 ounces of weed, which and they search my entire car. I pull my driver's license out of my backpack. I show it to them. They never search my backpack, and they send me on my way.
Got blocked.
I hold no ill will against those cops.
Can I point one thing out? This is very interesting.
Please. Yeah.
What is a resentment?
A resentment is like when you've been treated. Resentment is this: when you're Lake and Riley. Is it Lake and Riley? Who's the swimmer? I get the chick who was killed.
Just the definition. I don't want a metaphor. Give me just a simple definition. Is it like being upset for past transgressions? Is it holding something against someone for something they've
A
done.
bitter feeling of anger, displeasure, or ill will from a perceived wrong, like men
Okay.
changing in your locker room, and you're a
Right.
woman. You
Okay.
feel like you've been wronged, insulted, or injury, often stemming from a sense of unfairness. Yeah, it's not just being done wrong, but from something that just seems totally unfair.
You ever be in an argument with someone and they just continue bringing up things from the past, like things that you thought were resolved, and they just continue bringing those things up?
Yeah, it's called the girlfriend in high school.
Right. Look at this little green sign in the upper left-hand corner. Always bring up the past. And I don't know what it says above that, but it's just super ironic here.
Yeah.
Because all liberals are essentially like middle school girlfriends who can't emotionally regulate.
Yeah.
And they live off of resentment.
Resentment is what I have towards my 5th grade teacher who said we were going to get to sit next to every student in the class at some point during the year, and I never got to sit next to the hot chick, Carrie Henry.
Right. Something that happened in the past. You're still bringing it up. You're still thinking about it.
You fucker. You fucker. Every other person got to sit by her but me. As soon as he said that, my whole year was set. I was like, I'm going to make it through the 5th grade. And I just never got the carrot.
I got super stiff. I just I didn't budge. Like, they're trying to take me down. We're like tussling. They're trying to take me down.
He's not resisting. Yeah, go ahead.
Holy fuck. I didn't resist. We're tussling. I didn't resist. We're tussling.
Yeah.
I didn't resist. We're tussling. What the fuck does this kid not understand?
Is that what cognitive dissonance is?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the white guy passed the grilled cheese test. This guy passes the fucking grilled cheese test.
You may not have resentment, but did they have probable cause under the 4th Amendment to stop and search you? Fair enough. And that's what Taylor's really concerned about. Fair enough.
And that's a fair question. And if I'm one of these people who genuinely believes that these agents are engaging in violating my 4th Amendment right, for sure I'm going to resist. The question then becomes, are they actually violating your 4th Amendment right? A. B, who is leading you to believe that they are violating 4th Amendment rights? And C, is the violation worth resisting? Is it worth the consequences of resisting? In this case, none of the agents violated his 4th Amendment right. They engaged in peaceful dialogue to start. He ignored them. He then started swearing at them. He then tried to evade. They then jumped the fence. They then said, we're going to put you in handcuffs. He then began tussling. At no point are they overstepping. At every point, Fernando has given them reason to believe that he is illegal, engaging in criminal activity, and potentially going to run or evade arrest.
White guy was so excited to leverage this guy. Yeah.
In his own fucking words. This is in Fernando's own words. I tussled. Yeah. I swore from the start I was looking for an opportunity to evade law enforcement.
And I was offering a distraction for the bad guys to get away.
Yep. Obstructing justice. These are his own words. He's on fucking video incriminating himself. And this retarded fucking gringo has just published this video of young, innocent Fernando incriminating himself. How stupid does this political organization have to be?
And then at that point, I'm like, you know what?
They know how stupid their listeners are. It's about how it made him feel, not about what's right or wrong.
Just put my own hands behind my back because my nose, I don't know if you can notice, but my nose is already crooked because I had an accident when I fell down on my nose. I'm like, you know what? I don't want the same thing to happen to me again. At that point, I
it's an accident. Your nose is crooked from an accident.
So listen, he didn't resist, but after a while, he decided to comply so his nose wouldn't break again. Well, so then he just admitted he was resisting until he had the thought that he didn't want his nose broken.
And also,
he just admitted it.
Hey, check it. If I fell one time and broke my nose, and then I'm altercating with someone, my first thought isn't, oh, I better comply or I'll get my nose broken again. That's the thought you have if you've been in a fucking fight and someone breaks your nose.
Right.
Like, they start searching me. He's like, hey, where's your wallet? I'm like, my wallet's in my pocket. You can grab it, whatever. he sees my North Carolina license.
So he's handcuffed at this point. And
As
he
he should
says,
be.
and he says you can go into my pocket and grab my wallet.
license. They see my North Carolina real ID. And I'm looking at his eyes. I'm looking at his eyes, look at my wallet and looking at my real ID.
So he's going through your shit.
He's going through my shit. He actually dropped 2 cards into the air vent where the
No.
yeah. I have my AirPod in my ear.
Because he said he was by the HVAC system. So I guess 2 of the cards fell into, you know how HVAC systems have those vents in them where the fan's blowing? I guess he's saying 2 of the cards dropped in there.
And I'm fidgeting. I'm just like touching it. I'm like putting it in my ear more like.
How is he fidgeting? So he was handcuffed in the front, not even in the back. If he's fidgeting with his AirPods, right?
He sees that. He doesn't like it. He takes it out. He puts it onto the air vent. I'm like, look, you're going to drop it into the air vent. Just give it back to me. He's like, no. I walk towards it. He steps in my way. He's like, yo, bro, don't touch me. I said, I'm not touching you. I just want my AirPod back.
So he says, give me my AirPods back. They say no. They're sitting on the HVAC. And so then he disobeys the cop's order and he goes to grab it.
And at that point, when I walked toward it, that's when he got more aggressive with me. He got aggressive. And that's what started the commotion with him trying to put me in cuffs just because I was walking to get my AirPod.
Oh.
In my head, I'm like,
okay, so this is a little bit out of order. He said he was in handcuffs. I guess he wasn't in handcuffs. So now we got the stories a little out of order. He wasn't in handcuffs yet. And he went to grab something after the cops told him not to.
You know what? Those are expensive. I don't want to drop it into the air vent. I'm not going to be able to get it back. That's when he got aggressive. He's like, yo, don't touch me, bro.
But you didn't touch him.
I didn't touch him. He said, don't touch me. I'm like, I'm not touching you. That's where he got aggressive. And then that's where he decided, he told his partner to put me in cuffs just because I was trying to get my AirPod. They put me in cuffs. That's when they searched my wallet. They see my ID. And then at that point, when he saw me down, I told him, I'm like, look, bro, run me through your computer. I know you got a computer in your truck. Run me through all that. You're going to see where I'm born, all that information. He didn't do it.
So you told him, look, I'm a U.S. citizen. Run me through. Like you told him what, to look you up.
I told him, look me up, because to get a real ID, you have to have a social security number, a valid address. You have to have like high level like documents, like your.
It's not
high level documents.
Yeah. And I told him, like, look me up. He didn't decide to do it. Like, that's the thing. I don't have a thing against Border Patrol agents. Like, maybe they don't want to do that job, but they have to. They have a family, they have kids, they have bills to pay. It's just the fact that they have to do it. They have a job, but they have to do it right. You know what I mean? It's
Dude.
Class.
That is the richest comment I've ever heard from them. I have nothing against Border Patrol, but at the onset of the interaction, you set yourself up as opposition to Border Patrol.
Right.
This is classic cognitive dissonance, Sevon. I mean, his actions are in direct conflict with the story that he's telling or the reality that's in his head. I mean,
well, hey, he's already made up a story in his head that they don't really want to be doing that job either. Hey, by the way, people are signing up by the thousands to be Border Patrol agents. There's a waiting list of over 10,000 people. It's a highly sought after job.
Like, we're not causing like any harm. It's just like, do your job to do it right. You know what I mean?
You don't feel that they were professional.
Hey, it's their job to do it right. And yet he challenges them at the highest level by starting off not speaking English, swearing at them, disobeying, et cetera, et cetera.
And this next question by him, you don't feel like they were being professional. You have zero credibility to make judgment or pass judgment on the professionality of anyone else if this is how you're going to act. Zero credibility. I don't want to hear a fucking peep from this guy here or the kid about professional conduct.
We're professional.
Yeah, they didn't. Honestly, it felt like I was in Mexico and they were just like basically like a cartel. The way
you were born in America,
fuckhead. It was like something out of like a movie scene or a Netflix series show, like based in Mexico with a cartel.
The Border Patrol was operating like the cartel.
Basically,
that is crazy.
And then it's just another thought.
Hey, did you see how excited the podcaster was that he got that clip? He looks at the camera real quick.
Yeah,
that's good.
Play that again.
My mind was like,
that's good. That's good. We got that.
Nnetflix series show, like based in Mexico with a cartel.
The Border Patrol was operating like the cartel.
Basically,
that is crazy.
And then it's just another thought that ran in my mind was like, what if these guys aren't Border Patrol? You know how like
how would you know?
Like in California, I think there's like people were just dressing up as Border Patrol just because they were getting paid per like
put on a mask.
Yeah, they were getting paid to because I don't know how much they're getting paid per immigrant that they bring into like the offices. I forgot how much it was, and that was on the news a couple months ago. And I'm like, you know what if these guys aren't border patrol? But you know what? I see their gun. I'm like, I'm not gonna risk it. They have a gun.
Is that true? Is there truth to that? The number
I
of
have
people.
never heard that. I've
I've
never
heard that either.
You would be fucking arrested if you were just a regular old citizen detaining people with a firearm. That's called fucking aggravated kidnapping or armed kidnapping. Are you fucking retarded? Is that a fucking joke that they are perpetuating that bit of propaganda? That's armed kidnapping, dude.
No arrest, no per arrest bonus. U.S. Border Patrol agents don't get direct extra cash bonuses per arrest, but they do receive significant recruitment retention incentives for signing up or for how long they've been there. They get a $30,000 signing bonus. DHS officers significant funding and performance-based rewards of $500 to $1,000 per officer. They give money to local police departments. That's for local police that partner with ICE.
I mean, this is I want J Master 911 to expound upon this implication. Yep, I'm sure we are getting the best of the best. LOL. And then he says CrossFat nailed it when CrossFat asks how come these agents aren't police officers or infantrymen. I mean, expound upon that. What makes inherently just because they're border patrol or ICE makes them bad? I mean, Donald Trump was elected on the border crisis. That is what won him the presidential election. And if you're an American citizen who voted for that and you know that our border is wide open and you believe that we are being invaded, it's unpatriotic to sign up. And if you sign up automatically, you're a fucking fat gay codlarper. Like, what are you implying with that comment? Please expand on that.
It's a typical tactic. It's a typical tactic. How are they supposed to hire 10,000 new Border Patrol agents and they all have 10 years experience?
Yeah, here's a story for you. In 2018, I got turned away from the Navy, and I'm not even upset about it, but they turned me away. And I'm sure today, if I walked into a recruiter's office, they would fucking spray semen all over their little fucking computer keyboard where they recruit people. So, yeah, in 2018, we didn't have a shortage of recruiting. They didn't give a fuck. Now they have a massive shortage in recruiting, and they would probably take fucking anyone. What?
Clock cutter, I suspect a whole lot of the ICE people are former infantry and military service generally.
I mean, at the time, I might have been too gay in 2018. Now, probably not gay enough. 2018, probably too gay.
Cousin, like, they're taking me to the truck. I'm in the back. At this point, I'm just I wouldn't say I'm joking around with them. I'm just like in disbelief. I'm like, oh wow, you gave me, because the truck is new. It's like 2025, Great Tahoe, like top of the line.
Leather seats.
I'm like, oh wow, I'm getting VIP access, And they put me in the truck. They're like, shut up, what are you, a clown? They put me in the back. But this is in Spanish. This one's actually in Spanish.
And if you watch the video, you can hear.
Yeah. They put me in the back. But there was already another man. He was already crying.
There was another man in the back. He was about to say something else, and he says another man. So they captured one illegal.
Like, shit, they already got this guy.
Oh, man.
He's already crying.
Who's recording all this? Like, who was recording that video?
That was me. But I wasn't recording at this point just because I was in cuffs. I couldn't reach my phone.
Yeah.
In the back of the truck, he's already crying. I'm like, look, bro, nothing's going to happen. Just, I'm trying to calm him down. I'm trying to calm him down. He's already crying. Boom, we leave the job site. We're already on the main road. Another Hispanic guy asked me, he's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from here. He was like, no, yeah, but where were you born? I was like, I'm born in Raleigh. And he starts cussing. And he tells the driver, he uses a code word. I'm not really sure what the code word meant. He was like, he's a RA, he's our REA. I don't really remember. And then that's when they start just cursing. And he was like, pull off right here. We're like 2 miles away from the job site. They pull into somebody's property. They pull into some random person's property. And that's when they pull out. And but while I'm in the truck, I'm trying to reach my phone, but I'm wearing my work pants, so I can't really grab my phone since the pockets are super deep.
And you're cuffed, right?
Yeah, and I'm cuffed. And they don't care about you. The cuffs were super tight. They're super tight. When they put them on you, they put them on super tight.
They cuffed him in the front, which means obviously they were being nice. I've never been cuffed in the front.
and they pull off into somebody's property. It's a wooded area, and they stopped vehicles. It's 2 cars. And the vehicle that we were in is 4 border patrol agents. I'm guessing in the other vehicle was another 4, but in total there was 3, because when I got let go, another guy was at the job site. He's like, "Yo, just be careful because there's still another vehicle just surveilling the area." And then I was like, "All right." But they stop. They stop.
I don't even understand what
the
he's
man that's
saying.
next to me. He says, "Look, bro, can you tell my brother that they got me?" And at that point, it broke my heart just knowing how 2 brothers were being separated because of border patrol. And I'm like,
Two brothers.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
yes. There it is.
2
And
brothers
that,
are separated because they're fucking breaking the law.
yes,
Can I also stop you for a moment?
please.
This whole clip should be taken where he says, as soon as he tells them I was born here, I was born in Raleigh, the border patrol agents start fucking chimping out and they're like, "Oh fuck, we better stop and let him out."
You think that's what they should have done?
That's what they're doing right now. Play the story.
Oh, yeah.
He tells them, "I'm born in Raleigh. I'm born in Raleigh." They start swearing. They use a code word. They're like, "Fuck." Okay. And they pull over. As soon as he cooperated, the moment he fucking tells them, "I'm from Raleigh," they're already on their way to the detention center with this guy. The moment he fucking cooperates, they stop and they say, "Fuck. Okay, he's from here. We fucked up."
I wonder if they paid him to. I wonder if they paid him to do this podcast.
"You're separating families," and that's just crazy to me. That really broke my heart. And I told him, "Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna tell
Hey,
him."
when they leave Mexico, they're not separating families, but when we send them back, they're separating families. More.
Hey,
Just,
when a dad fucking leaves his fucking baby mama, they're not separating families. When a fucking guy commits a crime and goes to jail, we're not separating families. What the fuck are you talking about, kid?
They gave me out they gave me out the truck. They gave me out the cuffs, and as soon as one hand is free, I just knew, grab my phone just to record. I started recording, and
Yeah, they get you out the cuffs the moment you fucking tell them you're born in Raleigh, you fucktard. Hey, how about they pull off onto the sidewalk 30 minutes ago before you have time to worry about that time when you were a little fucking Nino and you fell down the stairs and broke your nose, before your fucking AirPod fell out of your ear, before you thought, "Oh, I better start fucking calling chinga tu madre puto, way," before you start fucking swearing at them, you say, "Hey guys, my name's Fernando. I'm from Raleigh."
yeah.
The moment he tells them, they fucking stop the trucks. They stop the trucks so quickly, they don't even look for a public parking spot. They pull into someone's yard. That's how good these fucking agents are.
and people in my comments were saying like, "Wait, didn't that guy look like he was trying to hit you or swat the phone?" And when I look back, it did look like he was trying to hit me. It looked like he was trying to hit me or the phone.
The phone,
And it's just crazy
dumbass.
how the way they operate. That's the way that's what I mean when I say they have a job, but they have to do it right and not just break people's laws. Because when we were in the van, I was still talking. I was talking crazy, and he was like, "Look, like shut up, like shut the they were cursing."
I was talking crazy, but they need to be professional, and they can't tell me to shut the fuck up.
You can say it. You can, yeah.
He was like,
"Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, he was like, "Shut the fuck up." And I'm like, "Look, what's my First Amendment right?" And he was like, "What the fuck should you know?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, but I'm asking you, what's my First Amendment right?"
Oh, they told him to shut the fuck up because he was swearing, and now he's claiming First Amendment.
He didn't say shit.
That wasn't a lawful order, dude. You fucking retard. Oh my
And
God.
First Amendment right, your freedom of speech. You got your freedom of speech, freedom of religion, this and that. So at that point, I'm like, I can say we're in America. I can say what we want to say. It's just the fact that they don't care. They don't care. Like when I said they don't care, they don't care. If you look Hispanic, Latino, they'll pick you up. They don't care.
Fernando.
How does he jump to that conclusion that they don't care if you're Hispanic or Mexican or brown? They'll just pick you up. How does that leap right there is, I don't know how he makes that leap.
It's, I would say this is cognitive dissonance to the highest degree, because they cared so much that the moment he said, "I'm from Raleigh," they stopped the vehicles and let him out. The moment he says that. I mean, this is unbelievable. You couldn't write a better fucking ad for Border Patrol than this right here.
Google says that, by the way, I thought this was just funny to search this, but it says in California, 30% of landscapers are illegal aliens. They say undocumented immigrants, but it's illegal aliens.
At minimum.
Yeah, and then as soon as I had my hand free, I just started recording. And then in the video, you could just see how they toss all my belongings out. They in one car, you can't see it through the camera, but he was throwing up the middle finger at me. I threw it back at him. I was 2 miles from the job site. I had to run all the way back. I go to the brother because I didn't forget. He told me, tell my brother, they got me. I go to his brother. I'm like, look, bro, your brother told me to tell you that they got me. He was like, oh, okay, bro. He was sad, bro. Like, of course he's gonna be sad. And
So you actually told us you were able to tell us.
I told his brother, I'm like, yo, they got your brother. And he was like, oh, okay, bro. He was like, but look, bro, be careful. I don't know how you came to the job site, but be careful because there's still another car just looking who's coming in, who's coming out. I'm like, okay. And he points to the vehicle. He's like, look, that's the car right there.
So now he knows. So here it is. Now he knows that they're only picking up illegals because they let him go. And he's telling the other people to watch out. I'm going to go, 6 out of 9. I'm going back to 9 out of 9. I'm not willing to compromise.
That's fair.
I go to the car, I look inside, there's nobody in there. I go back. At this point, I'm more like, I'm not that stressed out anymore. And I told her,
of course you're not stressed out because they're doing their job. And what's their job? To find illegals.
Not stressed out because the moment he complied, they responded in kind. I'm pretty sure as a law enforcement officer or a soldier, you're taught to allow the detainee, the subject, the arrestee to dictate the level of force, right? They dictate the level of force. If they comply, you comply. If they resist, you get a little aggressive. If they attack, you defend yourself, right? The person who you're engaging with dictates the response. And as soon as he complied, they stopped and let him out. So how could you possibly fucking believe for 1 second that they don't care?
Dean Phil, why are we listening to this dipshit? Very good question. Unfortunately, we're listening to this dipshit because there's reels on Instagram and elsewhere with people like him showing just little clips showing that they were somehow done wrong by the cops. And that's how we get 70 million people voting for morons like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. They believe the little Instagram reels that they see from this dipshit. Or some of them even know the whole story. And because they feel so bad inside because people have hardships that they cause themselves, that they still want to make exceptions for people to do illegal things. And that's why you have places like California where stealing's legal.
Yeah, and this is the video evidence that Pat Lange is always referencing. Always. I sent you a video, bro. I sent you a video. Check your fucking, well, you fucking blocked me. Yeah, I blocked you because this isn't evidence of ICE illegally detaining or arresting American citizens, you fucking retards. You fucking dumb, bald, fat motherfucker.
The guy in charge, I'm like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This job site is probably not gonna be finished until like the next year. Just for the fact that everybody's gonna be scared. Border Patrol pulled up. He kind of giggles. But yeah.
So I've got a couple questions that, as you're talking, I'm thinking, and one of them is, why do you think this is happening? Why are people being terrorized and being detained and harassed? Like what?
So, do you think he was terrorized? Do you think he was terrorized or harassed?
No. Nope.
Yeah, neither do I.
From your view,
why is
what's
this
going
happening?
on?
Like, did he not just listen to the same story we listened to?
Hey, the auto pen that imported 30 plus million illegal migrants to vote for Kamala Harris. That's why this is happening. The past 4 years of a completely wide open border where terrorists and military age men and criminals and rapists and fucking gangbangers, for the most part, and to a lesser degree, hardworking people that just want a different way of life. That's why this is happening. And had the border been shut down, like it had been prior to Biden's presidency, we wouldn't be roaming the streets as ICE agents, fucking deporting people. And the illegal immigrants who fucking fought tooth and nail to get here because they actually wanted a different way of life and were willing to work for it, we wouldn't be trying to fucking put a sack over their head and fucking arrest them and send them home. And that's the conflation here. It's that people think, oh, you're just rounding up all the Don Pedros and Marias at the local taqueria and sending them home. No, we don't fucking care. Of course, I don't want them to go home. I don't care. If they can stay here and contribute and open up a taqueria, yeah, I love tacos. But I'm sorry, no, I don't want fucking radical Islam and a bunch of fucking gangbangers waltzing into the country, taking aid like we see happening in Minnesota, little Mogadishu, and completely exploiting our fucking country and the people that work their fucking asses off to prop this bullshit and the fucking federal government up. Unfucking believable. That's why this is happening. You fuck it, Mr. Crimson Chin.
Brad Osaraf. I wonder if these reels are the blue pill turning point moments for tons of people in the same way that COVID 2020 riots were the red pill turning point for tons.
They are. Yeah. And that's scary.
From my view, honestly, I think this might be a little bit deeper than what it seems. I don't know if you heard about Donald Trump. Supposedly Donald Trump was sucking Bill Clinton off.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, so that's crazy. I've only seen that in the comments of the podcasts I've done from people like David Weed saying that's actually a talking point for the left, that Trump gave Bill Clinton a blowjob, and so that's why they're not releasing the Epstein files. Is that? I've never heard that. I can
tell you this. I would honestly have a higher opinion of President Trump if he did that, because at least he tried it and decided he didn't like it. He didn't just knock it until he tried it, dude. A lot of you guys in the comments, a lot of guys like this guy are knocking it until he tries it. Hey, how do you know you don't like sucking dick, Fernando? You ever had a fat, veiny dick in your mouth? Well, no. So how could you possibly know that you're not gay? So if President Trump sucked Bill Clinton's dick, well, more power to him. At least he fucking tried it. He tried the sushi. He doesn't like raw fish. No problem.
In Donald Trump's defense, I do want to say this. I looked up the stats. 82% of women who suck dick suck it under some form of intoxication, and 100% of men do. And Donald Trump doesn't drink alcohol, so I'm going to guess no dick's been in his mouth.
From my view, honestly, I think this might be a little bit deeper than what it seems. I don't know if you heard about Donald Trump. Supposedly Donald Trump was sucking Bill Clinton off, stuff like that. The Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing this is just like a more of a cover up than anything. He's just doing it like as a last resort.
This is why he was elected.
Just for the fact that he's probably trying to hide something.
Mm-hmm.
This was his whole platform.
I'm not sure
Fernando.
what it is. If it's the Epstein files,
the entire platform.
And how about our deporter in chief, the greatest deporter in the history of the United States, Barack Obama? Whose dick did he suck? That's crazy. I know
he sucked Mike's dick. He sucked Big Mike's dick. Let's not get that twisted.
Point.
Whatever it is, just a big cover up. Like how they always do, like a big cover up.
Something to distract.
Something to distract.
Did this change, or I guess a better question would be, how has this influenced your politics?
Holy shit! Look at what this podcaster's wearing around his neck. He has like a bow tie or a bolo.
That's a mouth that's tried a lot of dick, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I was talking about the eye test, and you can just tell. You see how he pushes his bottom lip up so that when he goes over the fucking bottom rib of the bell end, he can create a lot of tactile. It's like a ribbed, you know what I mean? He's creating that feeling. Like if you've ever had a good blowjob and they fucking use the tongue or the bottom lip on the bottom of the head of that's the most sensitive part of the penis. And you can see how he's pushing his bottom lip up excessively like that because he's very familiar with stimulating the most sensitive part of the penis.
So he's trying to seduce an audience that notices those types of nuances.
He might even,
or it's just a habit.
Or
it's just a habit.
We were chatting before, and you're not like a super political guy. Has this had an impact on the way you view politics?
Definitely.
There's not much more. He goes on to basically admit that he's not America first, that he's Guadalupe fucking first. That's another theme with these people. They forget what country that they're living in. He's a Mexico first guy. It is anyway, I wanted to go through that so that you see the perspective. Now, all that being said, I I think the cop just meant to throw his wallet out on the ground. Still not cool. I'm not justifying it. And then all his shit poured out everywhere, but not a good look for the Border Patrol.
I would have done nothing different. I honestly, after hearing the whole story, I don't give a flying fuck about them throwing his stuff out the window. He resisted at every point, wouldn't talk to them in English. They don't even know he fucking speaks English at this point. And then halfway through their car ride, they go, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "I'm from Raleigh, bro," in English. And they're like, "Oh, are you fucking kidding me? You've been fooling us this whole time, acting like an illegal."
With the intention to obstruct justice.
Right? Okay, so now I'm going to pull over and let you out. What if this guy fucking wasted all our time? He got us all worked up. Yeah, fuck you. Get out of here. Here's your fucking shit.
So of the 672,000 people deported, this is one of the 170.
And I would venture to say the other 169 are stories, maybe even verbatim, similar to this.
18 years old, and he knows they always set up a distraction. Yeah.
18 years old, and he doesn't know how to have a civil conversation with an officer of the law. 18 years old, and he doesn't understand for one fucking moment the responsibility he has as an American citizen. 18 years old, and he doesn't know a fucking thing about the real world.
I know this is going to be rage bait, and I apologize, but if you go into the comments, you will be blown away. Thanks for sharing Fernando's story. What a brave young man. 74% detained, no criminal record. The Nazis had to do a job too. Born in Raleigh, showed real ID, but ICE doesn't care. So people just hearing what they want to hear. Great video. This makes me so angry. What a wise young man. We must stand together. That's exactly how cartels kidnap people.
Oh, my
what
God.
the heck did he just say with a straight face saying Trump was sucking Bill Clinton? This comment thread is pretty much all bots. It takes a psychopath to want to become a cop. Go see a lawyer. The shooting in Minneapolis was cold-blooded murder.
Did you see they released today that the agent who shot Renee Nicole Good suffered from internal bleeding? If that's true, Sevon and I got into an argument about this yesterday, and I was advocating that I didn't think the officer should have shot her. And the argument that I was making is if the officer, and I said, hey, I wouldn't trust that guy around my family and kids with a gun. And if you do, I think you're retarded. And my argument was if that guy didn't have the discernment or the judgment, which you would expect him to have in that position, to say what's going to have a better odd of keeping me safe, stepping 3 feet to the left or moving my finger 1 inch. What's better? What's more likely to protect me as a person? Well, any smart individual would say, yes, step out of the way, not, oh, shoot first. And if he really suffered from internal bleeding and she rammed him like that, I mean, I don't know, it changes things. It probably doesn't change anything in reality, but it changes my opinion.
It frustrates me that he has to show that he was hit and show bodily injury to somehow justify his actions.
I will also say this. Let me interrupt. I'll also say this. This comment, Taylor, he was dragged 300 feet by a car a year ago. To me, that doesn't strengthen his argument. If he was dragged 300 feet in a car a year ago, and this year he's circling her running vehicle, he knows she's an aggressor, twice holding an iPhone, I think he's worse than a liberal protester. And he has no idea how to do his fucking job if he's circling her car on foot, knowing that she's an aggressor with a fucking iPhone. I think that's absolutely retarded. And that he finds himself in the same position again that he found himself in a year ago, I think speaks volumes to his poor judgment. Just my opinion.
The first time he got 30 stitches in his leg, not from this incident.
Correct.
Okay.
Hey, if I get 39 stitches in my fucking, if I ride a skateboard and I fucking rip my knee to shreds, you know what I haven't done? I haven't gotten on a skateboard and ridden down a hill ever fucking again. I've maybe ridden through the gym on flat ground a couple of times.
He's not standing up for the criminals.
No, I don't think that he should be charged or that Renee is innocent. I'm saying that I didn't think that him shooting her changed his outcome.
Right. And you're saying that in hindsight, looking at it, that he didn't have to shoot her?
No, that he shouldn't have shot her. Initially, I was tiptoeing. Initially, I
Like
was
actually
"Ooh."
shooting her. Actually, now that you word it the way you are, shooting her may have actually what got him hit.
Correct.
That actual split
So my
second
point
to
was
grab.
that
Yeah.
My point was this guy is trusted with a gun, and he has the lives of American citizens under his protection, and that is his job, is to serve and protect.
I think, but first it's to protect himself so that he can protect other people.
No. When you sign up, your job is to serve and protect. His number one job, you're putting your life on the line. Your job is to serve the people. And maybe that's just my opinion, and I have a higher standard than they have for themselves. And maybe I'm out of line for that. I can accept that I might be out of line for that. But I will say this. If he has such poor judgment that his first thought is draw, shoot instead of step out of the way, you're fucking retarded, bro. I don't want you holding a gun anywhere near my fucking kids. What if my kid learned to sack tap for me and he runs by this cop and taps him in the sock and he draws a fucking gun and blasts a fucking kid? Obviously, that's a ridiculous scenario, but the guy clearly showed poor judgment and he was trigger happy.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree he showed poor judgment.
I don't know. I mean, and also I'm not saying that he should be arrested or convicted for what he did. I think she put herself in that situation. She accelerated a vehicle directly at him, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm just saying that I hold him to a much higher standard. He's got a fucking gun and his job is to protect our fucking lives. And I think he showed poor judgment, and I think he demonstrated an inability to have that power. I don't know. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. I could fully be wrong.
I don't think he showed poor judgment. I just think in hindsight, you could say it maybe wasn't the best judgment. But when someone floors a car and you hear it rev and you have a split second, he doesn't know if she's going to go in reverse, she's going to go forward. Ken,
don't be fucking retarded. If your whole argument is
read that first.
Right. The goal for the officer shouldn't be he has to be injured to have it be okay. The goal is to prevent himself from not being injured. And he has less than a quarter second to decide. Yeah. What I'm saying is if his judgment is to do this while standing directly in front of an accelerating vehicle makes him think that that's going to keep him safer than, stepping out of the fucking way, then he's retarded. He doesn't pass the grilled cheese test.
Is there really something called? Ken, his decision don't boil down to that moment where there was a decision tree that arrived him in front of that car. Okay.
Exactly. No, and I agree fully with that too. Can you not give me this? Come on. He's an agent, a federal agent in the car. They are all wound up. They're like, this lady's an aggressor. She's following us around. She might be trying to ambush us. He circles the car, the running car, circles it directly in front of it twice, holding a fucking iPhone, Sevon. That makes him no better than the fat lesbian that was with her, to me. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me?
There is an inconsistency with coming around to the front of a car when it's clear she's
twice.
While it's clear she's capable of fucking anything. And for those of you who don't know, for 4 minutes, she was parked parallel in the street, just honking her horn.
If you're in the military,
clearly she's mad. And so, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, that's it. I'm just saying that clearly she's mad. I'm just proving your point. And so that walking in front of the car does not make sense.
Here's my point.
For what the facts we have.
We have soldiers who we train to such a high degree, and their jobs are to weigh the balance between terrorists and bad guys of kill or don't kill. These agents are weighing the same balance with American citizens. So one, they need much better training for sure. But I bet if you call Dave and you ask him, hey, Dave, in the teams, if you guys are doing drills, or fuck it, you guys are deployed during combat, and one of your teammates performs a completely reckless and egregious behavior that puts himself and the rest of his team in danger, does he get booted? Does he get what's the, like, say you're fucking clearing a house and the guy fucking doesn't wait for the door breacher. He just opens the fucking door and walks in with all of his guns holstered. You think they're going to let that guy fucking keep his job? Because not only does he put his own life in danger, but him walking around in front of that car with his fucking iPhone puts everyone there in danger.
I worked at a home for disabled adults, and the employees that escalated the clients, we got rid of them always right away. even if they weren't doing anything wrong, if they were the ones that was always fighting and yelling, or the cops having to come to the house because someone with fucking autism's throwing a chair at you, we fired them. We're just like, fuck this. Like, you're making our job way too hard.
Hey, Dave, if Muhammad is driving a Honda Pilot and yelling at everyone, do you stand in front of it? Come on, dude. That's all I'm saying is I just don't trust that guy's judgment. And maybe it's not even his fault. You know, it is his fault, but they should be trained better.
If she would have floored the car in reverse instead of forward, and he shot her and killed her, and you would have seen in the background a lady with a fucking stroller.
That's not what happened, though.
But if you would have,
but that's not what happened.
You would have been like hero. So what I'm saying is he had.
If I were uncircumcised, I might not be fucking married, dude. There are a lot of what ifs in the world.
I love you guys. Thank you for joining us, Taylor Self. Extremely wise. Great critical thinker. Appreciate you. Comedy genius. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Who do I have on tomorrow? Lydia Fish. Tomorrow morning. Over at the CF Network. Thank you. Love you guys. See you. Taylor and I will be back soon. Hope you enjoy the show. Bye-bye.